Hey, good evening, everybody. Kenny B here from Cities and Suburbs. Welcome aboard May 19th. Wanted to talk to you today a little bit about the Worcester Public Schools $22 million slash in the budget. What does that mean? 70 student support positions, 5 vacant psychology positions, 2 positions based out of the Chandler YMCA building will not be funded next year. Of the classroom-based positions, 45 are from elementary schools and 41 are from secondary schools, 12 retiring, and 11 not being renewed for this year's, 32 remaining classroom teachers of the 77 non-classroom based teaching roles will not receive any funding for their positions next year, and it looks like 2 non-professional positions will not be funded for this year. And the non-professional positions are teachers that do not have their tenure in and are under 3 years. So, you know, you went to school for 4 years, 6 years, whatever, to get your master's in education, and you came to work for Worcester. If you're there under 3 years and you're in one of the educational support positions, most likely you are being handed your hat. This is a letter that was sent by the superintendent of public schools. I will read this literally and verbatim. Unfortunately, as a result of the deficit, there will be reductions of employee positions in nearly all schools and departments. This was a letter addressed to the parents last Monday, which I believe would be the 13th of May. While we have made every effort to avoid reductions in classroom, the reality is that 67% of the school's budget is instructional or student support service positions, and 1.3 of the budget is for administrative positions. Now, administrative positions always live longer than teachers, and I don't have proof of that, but I've been through that and I know what it's like. Yes, there have been reductions. So 80 plus teachers with direct hands-on educational duties will be eliminated and not refunded. There will be attrition, obviously, people who are retiring, who are maybe saying, I'm out of here. You know, it's tough being a teacher in Worcester or any particular inner city environment. It is tough. And kudos for anybody who wants to go to college and graduate with an educational degree and become a teacher. But it's really sad, I think. You know, it's 4.4% of the budget of the Worcester Public School System to reduce the $22 million shortfall. Now, public schools throughout Massachusetts, Worcester, and the country actually receive federal fundings, and there have been a reduction in federal funding for public education. You know, trying to get money from the feds. I mean, again, we can write a check to another country. That's fine. But to actually take care of crap here at home, you know, in our inner cities and education, it's not getting easier. Believe me, no matter how much work Worcester does on, you know, Polar Park, the Canal District, the city itself, you know, the fabric and the inner city fiber is what makes up a city. And if you don't have a good public school system, people don't want to live here. They'll move. Property taxes generally fund, at least around here, the public school system. You know, every year there's a pissing match between the commercial tax rate and the residential tax rate. So I'm wondering, I haven't researched really why this. There is a reason why there is $22 million, and there was money that was expected that isn't there any longer, you know. And so yeah, so over 100 positions, 120 positions this year will be vacant in the Worcester Public Schools. The national average for teacher-student ratio is 1 to 25 students. Worcester has been at 1 to 19 students, but due to these reductions, it will be up to 1 to 21 student teacher ratio. So 1 student, 21 students per classroom. And the superintendent of the Worcester Public Schools, which by the way has only been the superintendent because we went on a national search a couple of years ago, has been the superintendent for 2 years, coming from California, managing much larger school systems, obviously, in inner cities. I believe maybe Los Angeles. Not a knock on the superintendent, but Worcester is an old industrial city, and we need to make sure that our students are educated, transported, safely to school, and any kind of cut, and you send a letter home to the parents. I mean, what, parents, please help me. I mean, what's your reaction to this? Because it's not just a bump. And it seems like it's been presented as a bump. But here's a city that's on the move, and all of a sudden we're making cuts in public education. Okay? Mandatory public education, right? Every kid 16 and under has to get some kind of education. It's so much mixed messaging going on in Worcester. But let me help you a little bit, because it looks like congratulations to all the students who graduated from all the colleges here in the Worcester area. I know several students and that now are going to enter the job market, okay? And you are not going to land a $100,000 a year job. It doesn't matter what degree you have, by the way. It doesn't matter associates, a bachelor's, or master's. You are not. The average student here throughout the United States is going to end up with a 4-year degree. That's the common thought. Now it's a stepping stone to higher levels of whatever. We'll graduate. You're never going to be able to pay that money back, but we'll see what happens, right? Depending on what school you go to. But the average student is going to face a job that the job market is going to be down for you folks 5.8%, because there was a hiring binge after COVID, so a lot of positions have leveled off, and so now they say it's back to normal, but you can expect right now almost a 6% decrease of jobs that are available to graduates, okay? And also, on average, throughout the United States, most graduates will make or find jobs that are about $62,000 a year. Now, I work in human services. That's not a bad way to start at 62, and that's based on the National College. I went online today and I looked it up, but the average person that will graduate will average out at 62, depending on where you are, So it says here, starting salaries align with last year's, but there will be still likely to be a disconnect between what new grads are hoping. Now, this is also from Mass Live. Grads are hoping for and what they will get. Recent college graduates earn a little more than $62,000 a year on average. And this is according to ZipRecruiter. All right. And 83% of employers said that they would increase and maintain their hiring for the class of 2024, but just 17% said that they would cut hiring. And the problem is that 17% of employers planned enough cuts to bring down the overall number of jobs available to the classes of 2024. So there's your 6% down of job offerings. And so we'll see what happens, guys. But, Worcester, man, education's tough, and I won't even begin to understand it. But I do look at the money, and whenever let's look at it superficially. Whenever there's a cut, okay? And the quality of life is affected, okay? If you're a family living in Worcester, and you're sending you're a single mom, whatever, you're sending your kid to these public schools and there's reductions. first of all, morale sucks because there's cuts, right? Quality does not increase at all with anything, whether it's you're the janitor, or, right? And we're going to just get through it because it's a $22 million a year hiccup for now anyway. So we'll see what happens next year, guys. But good luck to the Worcester Public Schools, and let's hope that, the kids deserve a good education, a good, solid education, and in a safe environment. Worcester is, I'll give it its due. We built a new high school, South High, Doherty High, but I'm looking at the old infrastructure where people live, and we got to do something to bump up the income and raise the income, particularly in Worcester, and also too, Worcester needs to look at itself and say, hey, how can we not in the future, right, have to make cuts in education that our students and young people really need. So we'll see you on the next time, guys. And thanks for joining in. Kenny B here, signing out from City Suburbs. Take care.